Alright, what do we have here? Guess we can go for this. Do we want to go for this? Maybe this. I don't mind the hounds. Give them range. They're quite good. Okay. Pretty good pack, I think, into what he's doing. We'll go for more hounds, and we'll just get range next round. I don't know if we go for an extra hound here. We could. I guess we're committing into hounds regardless now. Does make us really easy to counter though. Should we just go for a chaff? Chaff's probably not bad, right? Feels crappy though, just to get just to go for a chaff, but we at least get the extra deployment. Feels crappy though. Choose the wrong side to make things worse. Yeah, maybe we should have just waited to see what side he was on, because I mean, I guess the crawler's doing something here. All right, so kind of in a little bit of trouble. We could go range now on the hound maybe if we have the money, but we can go for some more chaff first. Phoenix is pretty good. I think we just go for Phoenix. Um, yeah, let's just go for a few more chaff. Do you go for another tank here just to slow him down? Maybe, since we have the money, right? Why not? Do we go for like a Mustang? I think we go for a tank, actually. Kind of feel okay with this play. Like, we will need to get range for sure on the Hound. Build a couple more. We probably want some Phoenix. This is thanks to Dolmont, who just told us that we need to build sledges to slow down the sabers. I'm not sure how good of how good they are into the hounds. You'd imagine they're at least going to tank for a bit. All right, good thing we put the chaff there. Otherwise, we'd be in some pretty deep trouble. But kind of need something in front here because we're losing the pack for free, pretty much. I think we're overrunning him though here. Also winning this side, I think, too. Okay, Missile Strike, Wasp Swarm. I don't know. He's got the Fang here. Imagine a Wasp Swarm would be good here, but he's going to probably protect against that. Maybe we just go for the Missile. Let's go for the free mobile beacon, actually. We'll just go like here. Just to dodge the spell. So go for range. Go for a couple more dogs. Maybe go for something in front. Like a Fang. Or even a Crawler. You just need something that can get in front of this. So this is kind of moving forward. I don't know if this is better. I wonder if it moves in too fast. Might be okay. Maybe this is good. Now what? You just go for attack? Or do you go for defense? Imagine attack is good? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised he didn't take the missile. The missile's too expensive now for what it does. This is taking way too long to kill. But at least we bought ourselves some time with the crawler pack. I think that was kind of smart. Okay, so he's got wasps. Wasps are going to be a little bit of a concern. We should be able to clean them up, unless the phoenixes are too forward, which it looks like they are a little too forward. So we're gonna lose on default now to his air army, but it was because of his spell. Hopefully his sabers don't level up. His hounds level up, which is not good. But I think it's better than the saber maybe, because the saber is can be just too tanky. Probably need to start missiling here. Lightning storm. Don't think we need that. What do we do here? It's more phoenixes for sure. Maybe some wasps mixed in. I don't know about this placement. Maybe we need to go like this. I think this needs to go more up. Actually, we could almost fly in a phoenix here, but it's gonna die, I think, to the. We could almost fly in a phoenix from here. Do we just do that? Let's go for the old phoenix cheese. Okay, his tower is a little bit unprotected. We learned this from Rooster. He has done this in quite a lot of his games. Seems super broken. I originally thought it was like something that required a very high level of skill, but it's actually pretty easy to pull off. It's just that you're gonna have to sell out of this. You're wasting a deployment pretty much, but there's a good chance you're gonna cheese the round, and it seems like it's the cheapest way to cheese around. Now he has to put down the Mustang, so we're not gonna jump drive it. We're just probably gonna sell out of it. Extended range Phoenix is interesting, but I think the fire is better. Since, I mean, the fire is also really good for him as well. And I don't know. Do we keep trying here? He puts down the Mustang, it's not going to work anymore. Maybe we just sell out right away. I do believe in Phoenixes. I also do believe in Mustangs. But I believe in Phoenixes a little bit more. Just go for a random chaff here. Maybe we just get rid of this guy. It's a very low chance he's gonna, and then we just beacon this crawler out of the way or something. Okay. Good thing we defend against this. Throws down the wasp. That's interesting. Secondary armament might be pretty good into the 4,000. Yeah, they're pretty good into the hounds, the secondary armament. Okay, so we're doing very good here, I have to admit. And it's because we cheesed the tower. He had to spend the I think that's what happened. He had to waste his deploy there. The ion blast, I think we have to take it. I mean, we could just go for the factory straight up. Like, let him ion blast us and we'll just bum rush him with the factory. But do we go in from here or here? The problem is level 2 sabers is kind of scary. Might want to wait for the might just go for the safer play. I don't know though. Like, how is he going to move his units? I'm just worried about that beacon again. Let's just click speed just in case he goes for the same thing. We might need to go for a wasp. Not sure. We just go for some mustangs here. The mustangs can't be good, can they? Let's just go range on the phoenix. Feel like that's not a horrible play. Getting more phoenixes, is that just committing too much? Do we need another crawler? Do we need another phoenix? No idea. Now I'm kind of wishing that we went... maybe we could get a level here. Just in case. Okay, so he sells out. He repositions. Okay. Not the worst ion beam. We don't get the units that we're looking for, but in terms of, like, you know, winning this round, it's going to help us. It's just that next round we're going to be behind economy wise, and we just have a massive amount of phoenixes. His only response now is to go into mass wasp or mass mustang or Ford AA, and we're just going to go for the factory next round. All right, it's factory time. And if he can blind counter it with the Raiden, good on him. He deserves to win. I think we just go for a launcher overload here. We might want to go for both. We can go for armor as well. That could be pretty good. I don't like this spectator saying that he's gonna win. I feel like we're about to get in some trouble here. He does have the yeah, he does. We're gonna lose this wasp swarm here. Might need a missile here. Might also need a missile here. Okay, so he... Okay. So he goes on the other side. All in all, it's pretty good. I was just expecting him more on this side, but makes sense. I think we played this guy. We had almost had the same game. And I think he did the same thing. So, I don't know. But he doesn't have any EMP. Our missiles are not the greatest. They're really just safety missiles. His missiles are quite good. Are we slowed somehow from a missile or what? Good thing we still have chaff running in. but our chaff clear is not the greatest. We don't have HE. At least we have a level 2 tower. But can we hit his tower, please? Oh my goodness. Okay. This is pretty okay. I was gonna say, I thought it looked good for a second until it didn't. Damn it. Okay, so we've given him a huge chance to come back. That being said, he was in a pretty good position. So we'll go for 2 mobile beacons. We're just gonna keep bum rushing. There's nothing at this point where, you know, we're not looking great here at this point. So what do we need? Is it just shields or missiles? I think it's shields. We're counting on the beacon to give us a bit more DPS. Maybe we need to move both of them, like, to the same side. I mean, this definitely kind of makes sense. Just this one? I don't know. Maybe it makes more sense to go like this. So he goes for the fire. Okay. I'm not concerned about that, actually. Goes for his own factory. Okay. Is he giving us a free win? Because, I mean, he needs the EMPR factory for this to work. It feels very good here, honestly. It feels like he's got no chaff, except for the lake crawlers. This will die in a heartbeat. Everything here will lock on, and then we'll be able to, well, except for this. That was a pretty decent beacon, but I would have preferred him to beacon forward his factory or something. Yeah, this is just going to be a massacre. Yeah, like he had a couple ways to play this. And us as well. Like we chose the wrong side yet again. I don't know. So sometimes it feels like you want to go on the empty side. Sometimes you want to go on the full side. It just depends. If he puts all his stuff here, you for sure want to go here, right? Because if you get the debuff, then like it takes forever to travel over. The debuff is wasted. So I might as well just like kill everything and then get the debuff. So I don't know if I'm wrong by going here on the first round. Now this kind of really makes a lot of sense. His War Factory play there, I don't know. Like, I guess he didn't have Phoenix. He didn't have EMP on the Phoenix. Right. Just take a look at that round, the first factory round. So let's say that we know he's going to go for the A, because we're building massive amounts of Phoenixes. His only option is Mustang, AA range Mustang, AA Wasp. Which, I mean, it's probably more likely he's going to go for the Wasp since he already has a Wasp, right? And what do we have that can deal with the Wasp, right? But because of the drop, he's able to spend more money. So he wants to go for the. So it's kind of different, right? If he goes for the Wasp, we have to go for either a Wasp herself or Mustang, but Mustang's not great into this, and it's not great into the fort. If he goes for the Mustangs, then we kind of need to go fire. I mean, it's maybe not that great for, I don't know. Yeah, Mustangs would actually be really good for him, I think. Because what do we do for Mustangs? You know, can we clear this? Do we need to go for like a Vulcan with some kind of fire? It seems really tough. The Mustangs seem tough. And then the Ford AA actually, you know, sounds good on paper. It's a very valid option. But each of those options, they all lose to the factory, which is why I think the factory is still the best play. And I mean, what can you really do here, knowing that he's going to go factory? Well, it's really tricky because if he goes for factory, if he goes for Mustang, if he goes for Wasp, each of those counters are completely different. Like if he goes for a Mustang, you could almost go for the Rhinos and just put armor on them, maybe in the back. You probably don't want the Rhino all the way up front unless you want to make them explode, which could be interesting. Like an exploding Rhino here could be quite interesting. So yeah, so if he goes into, let's say he's going into the Ford A8 and we're not allowed to go into factory, we probably do this charge shot and probably just keep getting more. Maybe some Phantom Rays in the front just to tank. Probably not necessary. Probably just go for more of these guys. We cannot elite recruit them, so we're just gonna have to get a few more. And we'll put them here because we know the factories are gonna be there. We're gonna try to solve our chaff clear problem a little bit more. We can upgrade this. We can upgrade this. Maybe we just split off like one of these crawlers. All right. So this obviously would not work well into either the Mustang or the Wasp counter. So this is why I think factory is just it's a little bit underrated because it really solves every problem. Like Wasp, Mustang, and Fortress, the factory can take over. So we have a bit of a chaff clear problem here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to win with even knowing that he's gonna go for this. Yeah. So it's quite tough. Because the thing is, we built too many of these. That's the problem. But I really like my Phoenixes. I don't know, what else we're supposed to build. Phantom Rays could actually be good, but then if he goes into, we're gonna put range back on the Phantom Ray, but it does not do well into the Wasp. So you don't want to commit too much into the Phantom Ray. But I think in this situation, the Phantom Ray is actually not too bad. Just click shield, and we'll just get him to tank. This is knowing exactly where the forts are going to be. So we're 100% cheating here. Yeah, no need for the range, I think. So maybe the Phantom Rays to play because with armor you can protect against potential Mustang. Like we never go cloak now. We almost never go burst anymore either. So we could probably switch up our technologies. We hardly go Phantom Ray except for the oil now, just because they're so easy to counter. Yeah, so even that's not going to work. The I'm sure we can make it work, but if I had to guess, I would just go for exploding rhino, like a bunch of exploding rhinos. Um, do we just put a shield down here or like a crawler? Don't think the shield's gonna do much. All right, let's see if this even works. Yeah, that didn't work so well. That being said, he only has one fort left. Still quite a lot of wasps, which is causing a huge problem. I think it's really the play here is it's either exploding rhino or it's the factory. Now knowing what he's gonna do, probably just go for the factory on the other side. And armor and probably HE is going to be required here. You might be able to get away without the armor. Speed is probably good, but so is this. So we'll just try this. Yeah, that extra range is pretty important, especially since we get missiled. I think we'll win this side because he put everything onto the other side, which was a bit of a shocker. But I wonder if we even still win, given how much wasp chaff he has, and he's getting close to the tower. Okay. Yeah, so we do win this. Yeah, I can't exactly fault ourselves. We had no idea we was going to put 2,000 worth of resources instantly on this side. So I don't mind our play, but we can be more open to the idea of potentially, you know, predicting. And we would have won. Maybe it was better to just put it in the middle. Like think about it from this perspective. Like we're committing all in on this side, but we're leaving this side a little bit exposed. Maybe our mistake was if we just put it in the middle, then we kind of we're kind of we're taking less risks. And it is questionable to do if we actually go for the. So in this case, we won't even go for the, we'll just go block the shield. We'll just block the missiles. It's questionable if you actually want to go for armor. Like HE actually could be better. So this is still gets slowed. But I feel like the armor is pretty good here because we would be under half. We'd be almost dead if it weren't for the armor already. Going to maybe we go through the middle when it's like this because yeah, sure, we're not tanking everything here, but we get a tank more overall, and for sure here it looks like the armor is very good because I mean if you look at this, you know, it would have died way earlier. So just to confirm that, well, why don't we try the HE? Because a battle factory is good because it clears the chaff, it gets onto the juicy units quicker. Plus, it's a little bit cheaper even. So now we have money to missile this. It still kills the factory pretty quick. Just that we're also looking a little bit precarious quicker. But the amount of chaff clear is, you know, is next level. So it could, you know, it could theoretically even work here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's actually better, because of how much chaff it cleared. And those targets that it was clearing were like mostly heavy targets too. So that's something to keep in mind. I mean, this might be this. I always go back to the armor enhancement just because it's really safe. We know that it's like super OP, but you know, it just if your factory is just gonna sit there and just get stuck on chaff, you know, it might actually be better for it to get through the chaff quicker if you give it the battle technologies, right? So I'm pretty sure this is the way we had it. We had it so something like this. We had something like this, right? But we're gonna eat the missile. That's fine. So looking at this, I'm thinking that the HE is better just because it was able to it's able to do more damage overall because of how quickly it clears the chaff. See, we actually win because of that. Pretty sure we played this pretty similarly besides just the HE. So yeah, maybe the HE is better than armor. I mean, clearly in this experiment it is. Right? If you put it here, you'd imagine, okay, it's going to be garbage because you know you're there's no chaff here. You're just getting, you know, you're going into high DPS units. Why do you want to gimp your own DPS, right? But the thing is, recently in the patch, they buffed it, right? They buffed the extra damage. They buffed the damage, so now the HE, the damage reduction isn't that big of a deal. And I don't think ever really the factory level 2 factory damage being too low was ever a big deal. It's just like between 3 or 4 shots, and if you lock on, it's gonna kill it. It's gonna kill anything pretty quick. Besides another factory, right? That's the only thing. But even when you go into another factory, it's really not about the DPS. It's about how quickly you can get onto the target. If you can't get onto the target quick enough because you're stuck on DPS and you're not able to move with the beacon, then everything falls apart, right? So I think we're going to be going more for these two techs after looking at this, because this board was a pretty chunky board. It wasn't like just chaff everywhere. It was like mostly, you know, very large, you know, giant style units. I mean, look at this, right? It's all big units, and still, this HE was, I don't know if it was better than the way we played it through, but it seems like it's less risky, if you know what I mean. Like it's less, the worst thing for a factory is just to get stuck and just clear chaff and then it gets blasted away. And I'm not sure if the armor enhancement is necessarily what you want compared to the HE. Obviously you want everything, but all right, so obviously the opponent there on that last round, I don't think he responded correctly at all. Like that was pretty much like one of the worst. This was one of the happiest things I could have seen there. Like just to throw down a naked factory level 2. I mean, how does he think that it's gonna work? And then the desperation fire there. I think that I think he might have been thinking he's desperate. He needed to go for something, but I don't think it was that bad. Like, what if he just goes double shot on this? He already has the forts, right? And what about just some chaff, right? He needs chaff in front. And can we get for another fort here? Can we go double shot here as well? I think so. We have to. The EMP would be quite nice, but we probably can't afford it too much. Um, I don't know. Do we? I think we go for one of these. I think we need to beacon one of these guys over to this side. Just click speed. So these are overload factories with nothing. Oh my goodness. It dies like super quick. We're not winning this side though. So maybe we didn't maybe we shouldn't have moved that fort over. Like because it was kind of a bit of a overkill on this side. It doesn't seem like we that tower debuff did us any good there. I mean, maybe we just sell out of the Saber or something. I don't know. Like maybe we go EMP, can't go EMP. Um, I do love the chaff idea though. The chaff is a very good idea. Double shot here is also a very good idea. Is there some kind of... I think we want our chaff to come in like here instead. See how this goes. Yeah, had the factory have HE, I think, you know, it would be doing slightly better. It's not doing bad, to be fair. It's not doing bad. It's just this side is going to crumble too hard. But with HE, I think it could be even better. So it's still not enough on this side. Maybe we just need more. I mean, this does 13k each, 17k each. It's cheaper, okay. But I don't know. Like, how can we... This is 600. 8,000 each, 13,000 each. It might just be better to get normal sabers, but problem is now that we need chaff. It's a very huge problem. It looks more promising now. Kind of awkward with this factory. This factory probably wasn't beaconed so well. I mean, I don't know what it's doing here. But I wonder if we're able to win even with this, just because looks like the chaff and the hounds are just doing so good for us. So maybe the best way to handle this is just to accept our losses and just go into the correct counter. I think the Raiden is quite strong here. But the Melter is going to be quite a lot better. Right, we can go for an oil, maybe, like on this side. Part of me now wishes we went for the level 2 Melter. Do you get an insta-lock here? I think. Question is, does this actually, do we still win here? Or is this, there just too much shaft? It doesn't look like we actually have that much shaft clear. I think that's the problem. So, I feel like we still might lose here. I don't know. It's kind of close. But for sure, this is better than the previous results. Oof. Okay. That's interesting. Well, anyways, I mean, yeah, I think the moral of this story is that you might want to go HE here. And if you're going to counter this, seems like a melter. It's just too easy to counter this with a melter. But I really now also like my hounds on the, as a back line. Seems that even though we killed the factory, I mean we still made a draw there, which is very impressive.